We are live. So what's up, everybody? I'm
Hi,
JM
guys.
Chess. This is my little brother, Christian.
Yeah.
And today we are going to be teaching him how to play chess. I taught him a little bit, but there's obviously stuff that I have probably missed in teaching him. So we're going to go through the chess.com lessons and get him going. If you're watching this after it's live, welcome. Hit the subscribe. If you're watching this while it's live, which nobody is in here right now. Hold on one second. Refresh. Boom. Yep, so we got no one in here right now, but that's okay. If you're watching afterwards.
That's okay too.
Yep. So, hold on. Let me get this on here. Doesn't say live yet. Hold on. I wish there wasn't such a freaking delay. But it is what it is. So we're going to start right now. So go ahead and click on the first one, the king and the goal.
Chess is won by checkmating, trapping the opponent's king. The king can move to any square that's directly next to it, up, down, sideways, or diagonal.
So hit the explainer video.
Alright.
Chess is one of the oldest and most recognized games in the world. It is an exciting game of strategy and planning, which is why it is seen as a symbol of intelligence. However, chess is easy to learn and can be enjoyed by anyone at
Are
any
you sure
level.
about that?
Chess is played on
Oh,
an
yeah.
8x8 board with
It's easy to
64
learn.
squares and
It's
32 pieces.
Easy
And
to
the game
learn,
is all about
hard to master.
checkmating. Once the king is in checkmate, which we'll explain later, then the game is over. So to start, let's meet the king. Even though
Hi,
the king
King.
is the most important piece in chess, it isn't the most powerful. The king can only move one square at a time in any direction. Here are the squares where the white king can currently move. Here's one move. Now the king could move here, and here's another king move. In chess, both players have identical sets of pieces. You have a king, and so does your opponent. Each player will take turns making a move until the game is over.
They're
Now that you've
dueling.
learned how the king moves, it's your turn to practice moving the king.
Alrighty, so hit start.
Can you move the king straight up one square to get closer to the corner?
So move the king straight up one square to get closer to the corner.
Excellent.
Perfect.
The king climbs up the board and is now touching the top left corner square.
Alright, hit next.
The king is ready to move to the top left corner square. Can you move the king straight up to reach this square?
Yep. What did it say?
Ah.
You gotta listen to what it says. I want you to try to focus and listen to
Excellent.
what it's saying.
The king climbs to
Try
the top
not
of
to
the
look
board.
at me for little tips on if you're doing it right
The
or
king
doing
wants
it
to
wrong,
move into
okay?
the center of the board. Can you move the king up one square diagonally to the right?
Huh? Oh, wait, no, I don't want
You
to
can
do
choose
that.
your coach.
The king wants to move into the center of the board. Can you move the king up one square diagonally to the right?
To the right.
Nice
Oh,
try.
to the
This move
right.
does not bring the king up.
I thought I heard
Great
blank
job.
for a second.
You moved the king into the
That's
center of
okay.
the board.
Yeah.
The king wants to move to another center square. This time, can you move the king to the side, one square to the right? Great job. The king visits another center square. The king wants to move to the corner square it is touching. Can you move the king straight down into the corner? Fantastic. The king reaches the
Next
corner.
lesson.
The queen can move
Yay!
forward, backwards, sideways, and diagonally like a king.
Here, want to turn the
However,
volume
unlike the
up a
king,
little
the
bit?
Hi,
queen can move as
second
far as
viewer.
it wants to
Hi,
in each of
second
these
viewer.
directions.
Turn it up a little bit. I just know I hate turning up the volume on this because I feel like it's gonna echo through there. All right.
The king might be the most important piece in chess, but the queen is by far the most powerful. Like the king, the queen can move in any direction, forward, backward, to the sides, as well as diagonally. Unlike the king, the queen can move as far as she wants in any direction. The one thing the queen can't do is jump over other pieces. Let's look at some queen moves. In this position, the queen could go all the way up the diagonal. She could slide all the way across the board. She could now move all the way down here. Or she could make some shorter moves, like here, here, and here's another queen move. Earlier, we mentioned that the queen cannot jump over other pieces. In this position, let's say the queen wants to get to this square. Notice that the king is currently in the way of the queen. So the queen would have to move to another square first, and only then, on the next turn, could the queen move here. Now that you've learned how the queen moves, it's your turn to practice moving the queen.
The queen wants to travel all the way to the top of the board in a single move. Can you find the move?
It's not.
What did it say?
Said it wants to move
Excellent
all the way
job.
to the top
The
of
queen
the
reaches the
board.
top of the board in a single move. Now the queen wants to move sideways to the right, visiting the corner of the board in a single move. Can you move the queen to that square? Great job. The queen slides to the corner of the board.
I
The
wish
queen
we
wants
can
to
make
slide
the
down the
mouse
diagonal
bigger
and reach
because
the
I
lower
keep
left-hand
losing
corner
it.
of the board in
I
a
think we
single
can.
move. Can you find the move?
Huh? What did he say? I'm distracting myself.
The queen wants to slide down the diagonal and reach the lower left-hand corner of the board in a single move. Can you find the move? Excellent.
Let me try
The
something
queen
real
wants
quick.
to
I
move
think
straight
you
up
have
the
to go to
board and reach the
accessibility.
top left-hand corner
Accessibility?
square. But white's king is in the way.
And settings.
Can you find a queen move where it can reach its goal on the following turn?
Yeah, let's see.
1 second, guys.
Pointer seed, additional mouse settings, pointer icons. Size. I want to find pointer options. Snap to visibility. Hardware, pointers.
Mouse pointer.
Yeah, that's the one I'm on.
Oh.
Oh wait, no. Pointer size. Never mind, you're right.
You can make it green.
Should I make it that big?
No. That's good. Should make it green.
There you go. Now let's open. Should I make it green?
Yeah. That would be
It's
funny.
gonna blend in with the.
I know. Oh, blue.
Oh, blue. There you go.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Alright,
Let's-
guys, we're back.
We are back. What's up?
With a blue mouse.
The blue mouse.
You guys probably can't
Click
see
on
it.
the thing, so I think it'll pop up.
Huh?
Just click anywhere. There you go. Yay, we got our blue pointer.
What am I supposed to do?
Re-listen to it.
The queen wants to move straight up the board and reach the top left-hand corner square, but white's king
Whoa.
is in the way. Can you find a queen move where it can reach its goal on the following turn? Excellent
Oh.
job. The queen can now move to the left-hand corner square on the next turn. Can you find another square for the queen that does the same thing?
So you're trying to take 2 turns to get to the corner square. So retry.
The queen wants to move straight up the board and reach the top left-hand corner square, but white's king is in the way. Can you find a queen move where it can reach its goal on the following turn?
So you want to be able to end up getting there. Yep, that's correct.
Fantastic.
Nice. Good job.
The queen
Good
is ready
job,
to climb
good
the
job.
diagonal to reach the top left-hand corner of the board. Can you find the move?
The diagonal to reach the top left.
diagonal.
Yep.
This is this is
Great
so
job.
weird.
I know, right?
It's kind of cool though. Reminds me of like horror games.
The rook can move
Yeah.
forwards, backward, and sideways.
Huh?
The rook.
Here's the rook. Right here.
Yep. You are correct. So hit the explainer video.
Oh, okay.
After the queen, The rook is the second most powerful piece. It can move up, down, and to the sides as far as it wants, but the rook can
Ow.
only move in straight
Knee
lines.
hurts.
Like the other pieces we've looked at so far, the rook also can't jump over any other piece. Let's take a look at some rook moves. In this position, the rook could move straight up, it could slide to the corner, it could move all the way down the board.
So it can
Now
technically
it could
do
swing
exactly
to the other side, or it could make
almost
some shorter
exactly
moves,
what the
like
queen
here.
can do.
Yep, just
In here.
not on diagonals.
Yeah.
Now that you've learned how the rook moves, it's your turn to practice moving the rook.
Can I move it anywhere?
It says the rook wants to travel up and reach the other side of the board in just one move. Can you find it?
Great, you did it. The rook would like to visit one of the 4 corner squares on the chessboard. Can you find the corner square it can move to now? Excellent. The rook reaches one of the 4 corner squares. Both rooks want to move sideways to the right all the way to the other side of the board. Which rook can reach the other side in a single move? Fantastic. Both rooks want to reach the top of the board, but only one can do it right away. How can you do it? You got it.
You got it.
If I can click it.
The rook in the lower right-hand corner is blocked by its own pieces. The rook wants to move along the first rank. Can you move another piece to open up the rook's path?
It said move another piece to open up the rook's path that's on the first rank. This is the first rank.
Oh. Okay.
This
No,
move
you
does
gotta
open
move
up
it
a
out of the
square
way
for
of the rook.
But it does not help the
Because
rook move
this
far
rook's
along
trying
the
to get
first
over
rank.
here.
Oh.
So you
Try
gotta
again.
move it out of the way.
Great job. The king moves.
I
The
got
bishop can move
confused on that
diagonally
one.
like a queen, but not forward, backward, or sideways.
The bishop,
Each side starts with 2 bishops,
which is
one
which
on a
one?
light square and one on a dark square.
Yep.
The bishop is one of the most interesting pieces in chess because it can move as far as it wants, but only on diagonals. The bishop, just like the other pieces that we've met so far, cannot jump over other pieces. This
think
means that the
any
bishop has to
pieces
stay on
can.
the same colored square it starts the game on for
The
the
knight
entire
can.
game. In
Huh?
chess,
The
you
knight
get 2
can.
bishops. This bishop is called the light squared bishop because it can only travel on the light squares. Meet the other bishop that you have in the game, the dark squared bishop. It moves exactly like the light squared bishop, but only on the dark squared diagonals. Now that you've met both bishops, let's take a look at how they move. With just one move, the dark squared bishop can enter the longest dark square diagonal on the board. Let's do the same with the light squared bishop. Now, notice no matter how many bishop moves we make, the bishops never cross paths. They never block each other. And the reason why is because they're on opposite colored squares, so they never interfere with each other. They make a good team. Now that you've learned how the bishops move, it's your turn to practice moving the bishops.
This is the longest I've ever gone without getting somebody in the chat. The bishop
Awesome.
wants to move to the other side of the board in a single move.
Great job. The
There you
bishop
go.
travels across the
If
entire
you
board
guys
in a single
can
move.
say hi or something.
Say hi.
Yeah, say
The
hi.
bishop wants to be on the longest light diagonal on the whole board, the one that goes from the top left to the bottom right. How can it get there?
Huh?
The bishop wants to be on the longest diagonal. No, that wouldn't be the...
Oh.
Mom's in.
Oh, hi, Mom.
Nope, not that one. Which one's the longest one? Means goes
This
from...
one.
Not the furthest away. So what this is the longest diagonal. Because that's the most squares that you can possibly control. So you want to move it there so you're on the long diagonal.
Oh.
Fantastic. The bishop could move to any square on the long diagonal on its next move. The dark squared bishop is in the center of the board. Can you move the light squared bishop to the square directly to the right of it and have both bishops in the center? Fantastic.
Oh,
Both bishops
yeah.
enjoy. The bishop wants to travel to the other side and reach the top of the board in just 2 moves. Can you find the way?
Wants to reach the other side of the board in 2 moves. I know. So which square can you put it on this move that allows it to get to the other side of the board the next move? Yep.
No.
Oh. Yeah.
This mouse goes quick.
Great job. The bishop can reach the other side. White's bishop is ready to climb to
Cut
the
you
top
off.
of the chessboard. Move the bishop to the top of the diagonal. Great job. The bishop reaches the top of the chessboard. The knight is the only chess piece that doesn't go in a straight line. The knight moves 2 squares in one direction and then turns and goes 1 square to the side.
Explainer video.
The knight is perhaps the most fun piece in chess. It is the only piece in chess that does not move in some sort of straight line. It moves in a strange L shape. The other interesting thing about the knight is it's the only piece in chess that can jump over other pieces, like this. It takes a little practice to understand exactly how the knight moves. It goes 2 squares in one direction and then 1 square to the side, like this. Highlighted are all the possible squares the knight can move to on the next turn. Notice it always moves in the same pattern. 2 to the side and over 1, like this, or like this, up 2 and over 1, or down 2 and over 1. And notice that the knight moves from a light square to a dark square, and then on the next turn it moves from a dark square to a light square. The knight always switches colors with each turn it makes. Now that you've learned how the knight moves, it's your turn to practice moving this fun and tricky piece.
What happens if I check mark that?
That's not a check mark.
Oh, it looks like it could be.
The knight wants to reach the top of the chessboard in a single move. Can you find the move? Great job. The knights love to be in the center of the action. Move the knight into the center of the... Great job. White has 1 knight in the center of the board. Move the other knight into the center. Great job.
There we
Both
go.
knights are now in the center. Most of the knight's squares are blocked by pieces. Can you find a forward move to bring the knight into the center of the action? Excellent. Find the square for the knight that would be able to reach all 4 of black's pieces at once.
Don't tell me.
I won't.
Great job.
Yep.
All 4
because
Oh,
it
I-
hits
pawns
all of
move
them
1
at
square
once.
forward,
That's called a
not
fork.
move back. A pawn may advance 2 squares on its first move. Pawns can only capture 1 square diagonally ahead.
And guys, after we might do all of them, right?
Yeah, we're doing all of them.
Yeah. After we do all of them, I might go against one of the bots.
I'll let him play against Martin.
I've already played against him. I want to go against
Okay,
his
go
dog.
against. Oh,
This-
dude, his dog's really good.
Oh, okay. The second best player.
Okay,
I mean the second worst player.
okay.
The one that's a little better than Martin.
No, you need to click on video.
I accidentally hit start.
The pawn sounds like it is the humblest of chess pieces, but it is really one of the most powerful. When working
Huh?
together, pawns are the soul of chess. Pawns have a few strange rules, so make sure to pay attention. Pawns can only move straight forward, and they can only move 1 square at a time. However, if it is their first move of the game, they can choose to move 2 squares forward if there is nobody blocking them, as pawns cannot jump over other pieces. Remember, the pawn can choose to advance 1 or 2 squares only on the first move. On all other moves, the pawn advances 1 square. Pawns are also the only piece in chess that cannot move backwards. One other thing that makes them strange is that while they can only move straight forward, pawns can only capture diagonally, and they can only capture one square away diagonally, even if it is their first turn. We will explain capturing in one of the next lessons. Let's see some pawn moves. In this position, since this pawn has yet to move in the game, white decides to move it 2 squares forward. Black, on the other hand, only advances this pawn 1 square. Remember, even though you can move your pawn 2 squares on its first move, you're not forced to do so. White now advances the pawn forward, and now both pawns are blocked and cannot move. In this position, how many white pawns can move? If you said 1, you're correct. Notice that this pawn is blocked by the black pawn directly in front of it. Remember, pawns cannot move backwards. White now has the option to move this pawn up 1 square. Notice this pawn cannot move 2 squares forward because the black pawn blocks it. Now it's your turn to practice using the pawns.
Your turn to practice.
White's pawn can move 1 or 2 squares on its first turn. Play the move that puts the pawn into the center. Great job.
There we go.
The pawn jumps. White has 2 pawns, but only one of the pawns can move 2 squares on the next turn. Excellent. White has 3 pawns, but 2 of them are blocked by black pawns. Play the only... Great job. White's pawn may seem small compared to black's 2 rooks, but can you find a way to attack both in just 1 move? Great job. White's bishop is blocked from all directions. Move a pawn that opens up a diagonal for the bishop. Whoops.
Oh, no.
This pawn move does not open up a path for the bishop. Try again.
Oh!
Fantastic. The pawn opens up a diagonal.
There
When
you
a
go.
pawn
Where's the
reaches
rook?
end of the board, it
There's a
promotes.
bishop.
It turns into another piece. Most of the time, players promote to a queen, but
I
a rook,
don't
knight,
care.
or bishop is
What?
also possible.
You gotta learn.
I know. I was just kidding.
I know.
Remember, your pawns are the only pieces that cannot move backwards. So what happens when they reach the other side of the board? They get a promotion. You
I
must
know
trade your
that.
pawn for another piece. It can be a knight, a bishop, a rook,
Westbourne
or
queen.
the powerful
Oh, yeah.
queen. It cannot stay a pawn, and it cannot become a king. Also, it does not have to be one of the pieces already captured in the game. Every pawn has the potential to be promoted into a queen. You could trade it for another queen and have 2 queens on the board, which is
You can have
incredibly
3
powerful.
queens.
Now, let's practice promoting some pawns.
White has 2 pawns. Can you promote one of them to the strongest possible piece? Great job. White has a pawn 3 squares away from promoting and a pawn that is still on its starting square. What is White's best pawn move? This is a good move, but remember, a pawn can move 2 squares on its first move. Great job. White's pawn... We have a pawn race. Both sides are trying to promote a pawn as fast as they can. Great job. White will promote first. Now let's promote White's pawn into a queen. White's pawn is now a
I
queen.
don't care.
Black's pawn is 1 move away from promoting.
Just trying to teach you
Find
things.
White's move that
You're
protects the
skipping things.
promotion square and saves the game.
You gotta stop that pawn from promoting. Basically, you need to get... Yep, there you go.
Great job. Black promotes the pawn, but the new queen is short-lived. Let's...
Haha.
Nice defensive technique. You save the game. White has 2 pawns. Which one can you promote quickly so that Black's king won't capture it? Good start. Black's king is approaching your pawn. Well done. There is one
think
weird
he's mad
pawn
at
move
me
where a pawn makes its first
skipping
move
him.
up 2 squares and can be captured. Watch the video to learn more.
En passant.
The last weird rule in chess is called en passant, which is French
En
for in
passant.
passing. This rule was introduced at the same time pawns were allowed to move 2 squares on their first move. When that happened, sometimes pawns would move past other pawns without giving the other pawn an opportunity to capture, which didn't seem fair. So en passant was invented. Pay attention, it's tricky. If your opponent's pawn moves forward 2 squares, which it can only do if it is that pawn's first move, and it lands directly next to one of your pawns, then on your next turn, and that turn only, you have the opportunity to capture that pawn as if it had only moved 1 square, like this. Let's take a
What?
look at
How
that
did
again.
he disappear?
If a pawn is moved forward 2
That's
squares
en passant.
and lands next to another pawn,
Huh?
That's what
that pawn
that's
can
this
capture the
crazy
first
rule
pawn
en
on its
passant.
very next
So
move.
if you go like
You
right
move
there
behind
and
the
it's a
pawn as if it had moved only 1 square,
disappears?
you capture it,
Yep,
placing it off
for
the
en
board.
passant.
You might get some weird looks if you do this move in a game with someone who doesn't know, but it's an important rule of chess. Now that you've learned en passant, let's
Doesn't
have you
make
try it.
sense. Okay. Wait, what are you staring
In
at?
this position, black just advanced the pawn to e6. Capture this pawn.
You guys can't see him, but what are you staring at? Huh? What am I supposed to do? Oh, en passant.
No, you're supposed to just capture the pawn.
Great job. White captures the e6 pawn. Capture black's queen.
Capture black spawn.
Capture black's
Oh,
queen.
queen.
Great job. Black just moved the
Knight.
e pawn 2 squares.
Yep.
Haha,
now you
bye
can
bye.
White
en
uses
passant.
the en passant move to
Disappeared.
capture black's. White has 2 pawns that can advance 2 squares. Play the move that safely avoids en passant.
Nope.
White tried
Oh,
to move
no.
2
That allows
squares
en
and
passant.
pass the capture. This does not advance a pawn 2 squares. Try again.
Oh,
Excellent. The pawn marches forward and will promote.
I
you.
don't know how to count.
Capture the black rook with the pawn on d4.
The black rip. Okay.
Great job. Black just played f5.
Ha.
This move wins a pawn, but it turns out there is a much stronger en passant option.
That
Fantastic.
one.
White plays en passant with the g pawn.
En passant. That's
Capture
such a
black's
weird
queen with the b4 pawn.
name.
This also
With the
captures
b4
Oh,
black's queen,
b4.
but let's capture. Good work. Black's pawn advances. Whoops.
Bro.
En passant allowed checkmate. Try to find a better capture.
This doesn't just have to do with pawns now.
I
Better
know.
capture.
Great
Bing
job.
bong. With check.
White is not forced to play. A great strategy to help win chess games is to capture opposing pieces. Most captures are made the same way that pieces normally move, but pawns capture diagonally.
I don't want to.
You've already learned how to move the pieces, and we mentioned the idea of capturing. Let's talk more about capturing. In chess, when you capture a piece, you simply move your own
Oh.
piece to the same square as your opponent's piece and replace their piece with your own. The captured piece is then removed from the board. You don't stop before the
Blinding you.
captured piece, you replace
No.
it entirely. Let's watch this queen capture a pawn.
Why do I have to
Now,
watch
let's
him?
watch this knight jump over one of its own pieces to capture the queen. Capturing
your
pieces
hand's a
is a
little
critical
wobbly,
part of
buddy.
the game. However, you do not have to capture a piece if you don't want to.
Mm,
That being said, if you can capture more of your opponent's pieces than they capture of yours, it's going to be much easier to win. One question
we
about
know that?
capturing that we haven't answered is, how do you notate a capture? Let's say in this position that you plan on taking the black queen with your queen on b3. A good idea. You would write the piece that will capture it, in this case, the queen. So we use a capital Q. You then write an X, which means captures. And then you write the square where the piece gets captured. So after queen takes e6, we would write Q, X, e6. Here is one more capturing question. How do we notate a pawn capturing a rook and promoting to a queen at the same time?
you
Does it
just
sound
take the
complicated?
rook.
Don't worry, it's just one extra step. We start by notating the capture. Remember, we mark a pawn with the file that it is currently on. In this case,
Huh?
the
You
pawn
don't really
is on
need to
the
know
B
this
file.
part.
So we would write
right
a
now.
lowercase b, then we would write captures,
This is just
which is
notation
an
for
X.
like if
so
you're
lowercase b,
So do I just start
X.
then?
yeah, might
and then
as
the
well.
square that we capture.
Can you find a capture for white? No. Huh? Oh.
There
Fantastic.
you go.
White. What can white capture?
A pawn.
Can it?
Oh no.
White can't capture no pawn, I don't think.
Excellent. The knight captures the powerful queen. White has turned the... Can you find the one pawn that can capture a piece? Remember, pawns...
No.
You got it. White captures the knight with the... Black's bishop is attacking the rook on a1. How can you capture that bishop?
Like that?
Excellent.
Boom.
White's other rook saves... In this position, White has several captures, but only one of them is good. Can you find White's best capture?
Why does that not feel right?
Because it's not.
Yeah, I died.
White's powerful queen captures a pawn,
Remember,
but
your
now
king
it
can
will be
capture
captured
two.
by a black pawn. Try again.
2.
No, your king can capture pieces as well.
This move does not capture a piece. Try
That's
again.
where I was.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't even try to move that.
Excellent. White's king jump.
I don't.
Check means that a king is being threatened. A king can never actually be captured. So the other side must get out of check by moving, blocking, or capturing the checking piece.
Check is the word that is used when one piece is threatening to capture the other side's king. Check basically means look out,
Kind of upset
king
that
in
we're not
danger.
getting a lot of
Let's take a look at
chatters.
some examples
Usually
of
I
playing
got
check.
people in here chatting, but I
In this
usually
position,
stream
can you see
earlier
how
than
white
this
can
too,
threaten to
so-
capture the black king? That's right.
Still have
Bishop
2
to
people
f6
in here.
check.
I
Yeah.
think it's
White's
my
bishop
mom.
puts the black king
Probably.
in danger of capture, so black must deal with this check. In the next lesson, we will learn the 3 ways to get out of check. In this position, black's rook can put white's king into danger. After rook d1, the white king is in check, and white must respond to this attack. Finally, in this position, black's pawn is ready to capture the white knight. Remember, pawns capture 1 square away diagonally. Can you see how white can escape the pawn's attack and place the black king into check? If you found knight to g6, great job. The knight escapes danger and now puts the black king into check. One final question is, how do we notate a check? It is pretty easy. All you do is add a plus to the end of your typical move notation.
Okay.
This means
Plus.
after writing ng6, you add a plus at the end. So it'll look like this. ng6,
And G6
plus,
plus 7.
meaning that black
Plus
is in
7.
check. Now
Equals
it's your turn
13.
to practice playing check.
Equals 37 million billion.
I don't think he knows math.
No.
White has 1 check in this position. What just happened?
Our
There's a
light fell.
ghost.
There's a ghost in our room.
No. 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 No.
Ah, you messed up the thing.
But I messed up. Oh.
Go up to the top and hit the square. Hit the other one now. Like the middle one again, the same one. Oh, I don't know what happened.
I was right here though. I was right here. I'm confused.
You gotta check the king. Attack the king.
This move does not attack black. This move does
No.
not attack black's
I
king,
didn't
so it
mean
is
to
not
move
in
it.
check.
Attack black's
Try
king,
again.
not your own king.
I'm using a hint.
Find the only move that threatens to capture black's king.
That's
Then
not a
It will
hint.
be in check.
That's not a hint.
Gotta remember which way all the pieces move. So yeah, that one works on a diagonal.
This
but
move does
all-
not
I
attack
didn't-
black's king, so it is not in check. Try again.
I'll give you a hint. It's the queen that can give him a check. That's the king. Does that attack the king?
No.
Only one does. Remember, queens can go upwards too. Just not from where you're at.
Great
There you
job.
go.
White's queen puts. How
That
can
took
White
way
make
too
a
long.
check?
How can White make a check?
I'm gonna be honest with you, 99.999% of the time, moving the king is not gonna create a check. So if it's asking for a check,
Excellent.
there you
The
go.
rook checks the
Nice.
black king. Can you find the only move that puts the black king into check? Great job.
There you go.
The pawn checks the king. Black's king is surrounded by pieces, but white has a powerful check. Can you find it?
I'm just clicking everyone to see.
This move
No!
does not check the black king. Try again.
I didn't. I let go of it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to let go of it.
This move does not check the black king. Try again. The black king is on the same color square as the white bishop. Use that piece to check the king. This move does not check the black king. Try again.
I'm confused, guys. See why we
So-
made this? I suck at chess.
The best way for you to learn right now is take each piece, go right here, don't let go of the thing. Would that check the king? Because of the directions this goes, no. With this, no, because that queen is right there. So most likely that is not going to be the one. Would that check the king? No. Would that? No. Would that? Yeah.
Oh.
Excellent. White's bishop checks the black king, forcing black to block the check with the powerful queen. Black's king is hiding
Understand
behind its
now.
pawns. Find the best way to attack it with check.
So yes, but no. So it's going to be one of these two squares right here.
You got it. The knight check. When you are in check, you must escape. The ways to get out of check are to move the king, block the check with another piece, or capture the checking piece.
As we learned in the last lesson, when the king is in check, it must get out of check. You cannot ignore check and play another move you want to play while leaving your king in check. You have to stop the check. Luckily, you have 3 easy ways to get out of check. The simplest way to get out of check is to move your king to a square where it is no longer in check, like this.
No der.
Another way to get out of check is to block the check with one of your other pieces. Oftentimes, the best way to get out of check is by capturing the checking piece. Now let's see you escape check.
Okay.
You escape check.
So I'm in check right now.
Great job. The king moves away. Black's queen once again has white's king in check. This move escapes
Oh,
the check,
okay.
You gotta
but there
listen
is
to
a
what
much
he's saying.
stronger move.
Just trying to ask you.
Try
to
again.
Black's queen once again has white's king in check. You can find the best way to respond.
Well, you gotta actually capture it. You keep You keep moving the thing too far.
Great job. The rook eliminates. Can you find a move that blocks black's check? You got it. White's bishop. How should white escape the check?
No.
This move does escape check, but there is a much stronger move. Try again.
Look at all your pieces on the board.
Oh,
Look at the whole board. That's how you gotta
Fantastic.
play chess. You gotta look
White-
at the whole
black's queen is
board.
checking
You
the
can't
white
just look
king.
at one little area.
Can you find a way to block the check and deliver a check in a single move?
huh? Black's queen is checking the white.
But do you see why now you have to look at the entire board? Because this queen's way over here, but it still checks the king.
Wonderful.
And it
The
checks
knight
the king.
blocks the check and you win when your opponent is in check and cannot escape. That is called checkmate.
If a king is in check, and it cannot escape check by moving, blocking, or capturing, then the king is
Checkmate.
said to be in checkmate. That means you win. Or maybe your opponent won. Again, checkmate is the entire goal of chess. It doesn't matter who has captured the most pieces, or how long it has taken, or anything else. If the king is in checkmate, it's game over. Once the king is in checkmate, you don't have to take the king off the board. It's time to shake hands and say, good game. Now it's your turn to checkmate.
Okay.
White's rook on f7 has trapped the king on the back rank. How do you deliver checkmate? Oh. Almost click log out. So you gotta attack the king and give him no other space to go. So you gotta think about what you gotta think about when you're giving checkmate and stuff like that. So you have this rook here, right? This rook covers this and this. So that means the king can never come down onto this rank. So you need to find a move with another piece that covers all of this, so the king has nowhere to go.
Great job. The rook checks black. Black's king is hiding in the corner behind its pawns.
All right.
Can you find a checkmate to win the game for white?
Correct. I didn't
Great
even have
job.
to show you anything.
The black's king is trapped in the corner and cannot move. Can you find a checkmate? This move does not check the black king. Try
You
again.
have to check the back.
Oh, check.
But with a check, you're always going to be putting the king in check when it comes to checkmate. Are you doing what I was telling you to do? How to find the move that puts them in check?
No.
So, what colored square is the king on?
White.
Okay, so that means to check him, you'll have to use a piece that can attack white squares, right? There you go.
Fantastic. The bishop checks black's king. White can deliver checkmate in one move. Can you find it?
It's blocked by the pawn.
This move does not attack the black king. Try again. This check allows black's king to escape to h7, but
So,
even stronger for
do you
black
know
is
why
to
that
capture
was
white's
wrong?
queen with the bishop. Try again.
Because I don't know.
So this is wrong because It looks like it attacks the king, right?
Yeah.
But look at what other piece is looking right at that square.
Oh.
This move does not attack the black king. Try again. This move does not attack the black king. Try again.
So, this queen, it can go here, it can go this way, it can go that way, it can go this way, it can also go that way. Which one of those does not get attacked by the bishop and attacks the king on the next move? So let's go, let's start from here. Let's say queen's right there. It'll be able to look this way, and this way. But that's looking there, so that's wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the queen is right there. It'll be able to look there, 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 and it'll be able to look there. None of those are the king, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the queen goes this way. It'll be right here. The queen can look that way. The queen could look that way. The queen could look that way again. The queen could look that way. And the queen could look that way. See what I'm seeing?
Uh-huh.
You did it. White's queen checks the king. How can white checkmate?
So attack the king with one of the pieces. You need to trust yourself, that was right. Because it attacked the king.
Excellent. The knight checks the king may move 2 squares to either side, with the rook moving to the other side of the king.
Castling.
Not legal if either piece has moved, or if the king would move into, out of, or through check.
One of the most unusual rules of chess is called castling. This move was invented to speed up the game and do 2 things at once. When you castle, your king moves toward the safety of the corner, and your rook comes toward the action in the middle. You literally are moving 2 pieces at once, but it counts as just 1 move. You can castle in either direction, left or right. In either case, your king moves over only 2 squares, and then the rook from that side is moved directly to the other side of the king, like this. And here's another example of castling. Let's say you're playing a game right here on chess.com. Here are 2 ways you can make the castling move. The first option is to drag the king to the square where it will castle, and then the rook will automatically move, like this. Another option is to click the square the king is currently on, in this case e8, and then the square where you will move the king, g8. So we click e8, followed by g8, and now we're castled. Castling is a great move with many benefits if it is used at the right time. However, there are a few conditions that may prevent you from castling. First off, you cannot castle when you are in check. You must first deal with the check before trying to castle. Secondly, you cannot castle if your king would castle through a check, or after castling, your king would land into a check. Next, you cannot castle if there are any pieces in between your king and your rook. It must be completely empty. In this position, both white and black have to move 1 piece before they're able to castle. After
We'll do
knight
this
f3 and bishop
another
c5,
time.
for
If you wanna
example,
play a game now,
both sides are now able
see
to
what you
castle
can do.
kingside.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Athletes.
Yeah. So, oh, they got new bots. Maybe I'll make a video on this. All right, we'll go. You want to play Martin or Wayne or Fabian?
The second worst player.
Wayne. Alrighty. You can play a game now. You're white. You go first.
Okay.
because so that attacks that. That pins that. You want to. So you're gonna want to. I know. Let me just let you play this. Move this pawn right here, though. I'm just gonna. Oh wait, you can't. Crap. Because it's pinned to the king. You could do something like that. Don't be scared to be wrong. You're just learning. So you're in check, you're gonna have to either block. Whoa. Click on that. And that. The one with the red dot on it. Yeah. I mean, you gotta do something about the check, remember? Know what I would do? So I'd put the bishop right there. So, look at your knights and tell me what they attack. Duh.
Where did I just? Okay.
What the heck did you...
I got it.
Oh, okay. Which side are you clicking?
This one.
I wonder why it's doing that. Not letting you drag it. Let me see something real quick. What the hell? What the heck? That's annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me see something.
Oh, what? So you have to drag it and then.
Hold on. What is... That's like the most annoying thing ever. What the hell? What? Well, you can do it if you push the middle scroller button down. That's so annoying.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to move the king here. You can block with a couple pieces.
I'm gonna move the king.
Okay. Whatever works.
If he doesn't move, okay. Can I take? Oh no, I cannot. I don't know why. Wait, was I in check for the
Yeah,
second?
you were until you moved the king, which is, yeah, that's fine.
I wish I could take that.
That
but
would
you
be
can
nice.
only-
You can't attack it though. There we go.
Okay, fair trade. I'm just gonna move my pawn.
It's cool because you. Oh, if only you would have been one back, but it's okay. You can't en passant on that, but it's okay.
You can take this, dude, but I feel
Yeah,
like.
you can.
Yeah, okay.
Haha, you're starting to see things.
No, he can't take me, so.
No.
Oh. Why'd I do that? I just noticed that the
It's
last
okay.
second.
It's okay.
I can take that pawn, but I feel like, yeah, he can take me if I go right there.
Yep, two ways because that bishop looks
Yeah,
there
and then-
the rook looks there. But that's the king. The king couldn't take it.
True, true.
So when you're learning, I don't want you to feel scared to be wrong about a move. You're
I know.
learning right now. The only way you're gonna get better is by practicing. Ooh. Oh, but he might take that. Oh, he didn't.
Yes!
Nice. Good job.
No.
Look
No.
at you. Yeah, you're doing fine. Look at you. You're in check. Either take or move. There's only one right answer. Yes.
I wish I could go just do blocking him.
You have to. You're in check.
Oh, wait, I can't. No, I
You're in
can't.
check. Oh, careful. No, hold on. Think about this. You have to look at what he just moved. What does it attack? What does that knight move attack?
It would attack this.
No, the knight that he just moved. See
Oh,
how it's
attacks the
highlighted?
queen.
Uh-huh. Is so you can either move the queen or look at
can
all your
take.
other pieces. Yep. Nice. Yeah, you have something pretty cool here. Yeah, that works. So, see how they protect each other now?
Mm-hmm.
You can basically move that queen anywhere on this line, and it'll be protected. The king wouldn't be able to take it. Could have checked him, but that works.
Oh.
Yeah, can do that. Oh no, that's draw, stalemate.
I did all of that.
It's okay. Want to play one more before
Yeah.
we end the stream?
Yeah.
So you were starting to see stuff, even though you saw it late. Sometimes you were starting to see stuff like that rook thing. Like right as you took it, you were like, "Oh crap, I shouldn't have done that." So you're starting to see things, which is good. How's it going? I got up to almost 500 elo now when I was stuck near 300. Hey, good job, Henry. I'm teaching little bro to play right now. How are you doing?
What happened?
Somebody commented. How's it going? I got up to almost 500 elo now when I was stuck near 300. It's nice, huh?
Can you take me? If I go right
Yes,
there?
you can.
Yeah.
Here, click on this real quick. The one with the red dot. Brings up the stream. There you go.
3 viewers.
Yeah, yeah.
I can take him, but he would take that.
Exactly. You're seeing it. Look at your dark squared bishop. Dark squares. Bishop. You already have it out.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah. Can anything take it if you take there?
No.
Exactly. The next Magnus is sitting right next to you. Yes. You know,
Huh?
he said the next Magnus is sitting right next to you. You know who Magnus Carlsen is? He's
No.
considered the best chess player of all time.
He's talking about me?
Yeah.
No.
So that wasn't a great move, just because the
Oh,
knight
yeah,
attacks
he
it,
can-
but he just blundered. Find the best move. It has to do with one of your knights.
Nice.
No, because it would just get taken, right? Same thing with that.
Oh, where's that one for?
Check your other knight out.
Oh.
Yeah, take the free queen.
He said, no, I can't live without my queen. Even though this is a bot.
So now what I
No.
would do, remember how you hung that pawn? Hanging the pawn means they could have taken it for free. You hung that pawn, so how can you protect it now? There's a couple ways, but only one works. No, that doesn't protect it. It's on a dark square, and that's a light squared bishop. Remember, pawns can move too.
Oh, yeah.
Not next to it. They can move one square as well. They don't have to move two on the first move. There you go. It protects it now. Wait, before you do that. So that pawn was right there, right? It used to protect that. Now nothing's protecting that. I mean, you could do that too, but nothing's protecting that pawn right
Oh,
there.
no, I didn't mean to place it.
It's okay. That pawn is still unprotected. Do you have any pieces that can take it? There we go. It's so cool watching him learn, right? So he put you in check. Perfect. That's all you needed to do. Who cares if he takes back, because that's just a pawn.
And he didn't even take.
Yep. So
Okay. It's just
So look at, he's got 2 pawns. One is undefended. Is there a way you can take that? I mean, yes, you can take it that way. But going backwards almost never is the answer. But you could. There's another piece that also checks the king when you take that pawn. You had it right. And that's check. So now he's attacking both of these with his king, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go attack something else with that knight that would cost more than a knight. So knights and bishops are 3. Yeah, you could.
No,
No.
I didn't mean to move there.
It's okay. You got away with it at least. So you're still in a pickle now. So you're going to have to choose which piece you want to save now. Or I'll just let you keep playing. I feel like I'm confusing you by talking too much. Oh.
Oh, I could have taken him.
Yep.
No.
No, you're fine.
Ihi, ihi, ihi.
He's gonna take it, but you took one of his pieces, so it's okay.
I did all that.
No, it's good. It's fine.
Now I'm gonna try to get this up there. No.
I like how he's skimming over each play, waiting for your reaction. I know, right? It's funny. You could, but he's just.
No, he's gonna take it. Oh.
Oh, he didn't. I wouldn't take that one.
Can I move down here?
I mean, you can, yeah, 100%. But there's a better move. See how this rook
Yeah.
is protected by the king?
Mm-hmm.
What is this rook protected by?
Nothing.
Aha, there you go. Alright, so now you probably want to get your queen out of there. That works. That works. That's a fine move. You got quite a few good moves in this position. You could take a piece for free. You could give a couple checks. No.
No, he can take.
That oh, you got lucky. But I guess it kind of was free then. So now remember, he's still attacking that knight. There you go. Now is the point in the game where you start going and giving checks like crazy.
Where's check?
You've got a lot of them in this position. The rook can't go over there.
Oh, yeah.
It works. It doesn't hurt anything, but it doesn't do anything really either. Alright, so now you're in check. A few things you can do. I'll let you figure out what the best move is. You're in check, remember?
Oh,
That
yeah.
knight's not going to be able to do anything.
Oh, wait, no.
I mean, it works, but you could have just taken. Okay.
I didn't. I'm not meaning to.
So that rook's just kind of been sitting there doing.
No!
It's okay. So you're in check again. Let's see if you find the right move this time. There you go. Alrighty, so he's basically dead lost. Like I said, remember what checks are? It's where you attack the king.
He can take me right here, can't he?
No, I mean, yes, he can, but it's protected by 2 pieces, so. Find the best move, you're in check.
I'm checked.
You're in check, so you have to do something about it. There you go. Now you just gotta go try to give checkmate. So I would. I mean, that works. Remember, you have 4 pieces right now that could basically go down to the end of the board. You gotta find checks. It's a check, correct? You don't want to just play with 1 piece now. You want to get all your pieces down towards the king and make sure every single one of them is check.
No. Did I move?
Yeah, that works. Now you just gotta go checkmate him.
No, he's gonna take that.
He can't because
Oh,
the
wait,
bishop
yeah.
protects. Gotta be careful though. You don't want to accidentally stalemate again. Is that a check?
No.
Remember, you have more than just one queen. You have 2 queens, 2 rooks, a bishop, a knight that all can play. All your pieces can play. Remember that. You keep wanting to try to. All you've been doing is going back and forth between these 2 pieces. Yeah, you move that, but you have other rooks that you can get and start attacking the king.
Yeah.
So you have another queen that can give a check. Another queen. Get everything, all your major pieces off this back rank towards the king. Yeah, that one can check.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Both of them can, but... There you go. Checkmate.
Yay, I won.
Good job. There we go. So you're getting it. I think what we need to practice on is what check is and checkmate, because you play good, you see stuff in the middle game, but once it comes to checks, you have the most impossible time trying to find checks. So we'll go over that. We'll do more live streams and everything like that. I'm gonna play like a game or 2 of my stuff and just listen to what I say. Listen to what I'm thinking about. I know obviously it's gonna be a lot and it's confusing at first, but you're getting it. You're starting to get the gist of it. So I'm gonna play a game and just listen to what I say. I'll play a game against this guy too, so it makes sense. So let's go new bot. I'll play against this guy as well. All right. So I'm starting as white. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's so weird. I wonder what the heck that's all about. Just putting my pawns in the middle as long as he allows me. So he's not going to allow me to put a pawn there. So I'm just going to get a knight out. Okay, so he's attacking that pawn, kind of. You got to think of all the directions this queen sees. It sees that pawn, it sees that pawn, it sees that pawn. None of them can really be taken, so I don't have to worry about that move too much. But I am going to bring a knight out, and the reason I'm bringing the knight out is because once I put it right here, it'll attack the queen and that pawn. So he moves. I'm going to attack the queen again. I'm going to attack the queen again. And do you see how that's a mess up?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because,
Yep, the knight. The knight just takes it. So now, what I am going to do is I'm just going to continue getting my pieces out. That's a bad move. Why is that a bad move? Yep, bishop takes it. So now, looking at this, is there another free piece I can take?
yeah.
Which one?
Oh, wait, no. Oh, this one? No.
Well, that's my piece, so I can't take it. But can it take something?
Oh, the other
Can this take something?
No. Oh, yeah.
Remember, got to think of how they move. Knights move like this. So, yep. And does anything defend it?
No.
Nothing defends it.
I mean, yes.
What defends it?
Those two.
How do they defend it?
Huh?
Are you
Oh,
talking
no,
about
they
the
don't.
pawns?
No. Yeah.
They don't defend it because they can't take. Like, if I take there, this can't jump 2 spots and take. It can only take 1 square. I know it can go. So that's probably the part that's confusing you, and I kind of understand what you're saying. You think since it's the first turn that it could capture on 2 squares because it can move 2 squares on the first turn, but it can only capture 1 square. It doesn't matter if it's its first turn or not. So if I take that, he can't go there and take. But he could move 2 squares, just not to take. So I'm going to go right here. And I'm actually going to go right here because it's check, and it'll be protected by that knight. Let's see. Now I gotta do something because, actually, I'm just gonna take that free bishop because nothing protects it. And that's checkmate. So it's easy. It's confusing, but you're getting the hang of it, so that's good. You started seeing stuff. You're starting to see things, which is good. The more we play, the better you'll get at seeing stuff, and just the more you practice, you'll be able to see those checks, because you had all these pieces that could, in that last game, you had all these pieces that could go get checks, and you struggled to find one that would check them. So we'll practice that, and yeah, but that'll be the live stream. That's an hour and 20 minutes. I'm Jalen.
I'm Christian.
I will see you guys later.
All right, peace.